Australia for 30 years, over 30 years. 50 na ako ngayon. I have 5 children. Umalis ako sa Pilipinas noong 1976. Kasama ko yung parents at saka brother and sister ko. We lived in New Guinea for about 7 years bago kami nag-migrate dito sa Australia. I went to university dito sa Australia, but immediately after, nagtrabaho akong part-time. I was trained as an accountant, so I worked and studied part-time as an accountant until I finished my university degree. Pagkatapos nun, I worked for consultancy firms like Deloitte's and yung mga medium-sized accounting firms. And then I became the chief finance officer of a building industry company, residential building industry called Long Homes. After that, I moved to Canberra. Tapos I took up this position eventually as chief executive officer of SME Gateway. Ang primary role or mission ng SME Gateway is to look after small businesses or SMEs. What we do is we provide them access to work that they normally will not be able to access by themselves. Kasi yung mga malalaking organization like BHP Billiton, they can't engage small business dahil meron silang malalaking requirements for reporting, compliance, risk mitigation, and most of the small businesses, they don't have the infrastructure. They can't afford to establish an infrastructure to be able to be engaged by the likes of large organizations. So, ang nangyayari, hindi nila nakukuha yung trabaho. What we have done is we created an infrastructure to address the large customers' requirements. Pero, we do not have any capacity or capability within our own organization called SME Gateway. Lahat ng trabaho na nakukuha namin, isinasubcontract namin doon sa mga small businesses. That's how we feed the small businesses. So that's what we do. Ngayon, it's very much like a community-focused organization, itong SME Gateway, and it has many applications in different industries. For example, ang primary customer namin ngayon is the government, federal government of us and state governments dito sa Australia, like Department of Defense, Department of Human Services, Department of Finance, Infrastructure, the Victorian state government, the ACT state government. But also, the mining industry and infrastructure industry became very interested in what we do last year. Kasi nung bumababa na yung commodity prices ng iron ore at saka metals, naiipit yung kanilang cash flow. So, nung nag-umpisa nang maipit yung cash flow nila, nangangailangan sila na ngayon mag-save. Nalaman na ngayon nila na kami pala is a good way of engaging small businesses rather than binibigay nila doon sa malalaking kumpanya, tapos yung malalaking kumpanya, ini-engage sa maliliit na kumpanya until eventually ma-access nila yung small business, ang lalaki ng markup nun. So, hindi sila makapag-save na ganun. Plus, yung ganung, I suppose, structure, kokonti ang nababayad doon sa mga small businesses. Kung merong interesado sa atin sa Pilipinas, we can certainly help them set up. Kasi, we have done this for many years now, 8 years na kami. Ang maibibigay namin is mentorship, guidance, and we can help set these things up. But we need interested small businesses and even government endorsement and assistance for these small local businesses sa Pilipinas. We can certainly help, but our capacity would be not as great as potentially some people would like it to be. Dahil limited ang funding. It is very important, in my mind anyway, that we keep, or the Philippines keeps a close bilateral relationship with Australia because of the common interests that they have in the region, like yung trade, security, and other business opportunities that they can work together with. From a local community perspective, the Filipinos would look at this as a great way of promoting the Filipino community in Australia, which is now a significant proportion of it's becoming a significant proportion of the, I suppose, overseas ethnic groups that makes up the population here in Australia. And I think it's very important for the rest of the population of Australia to be aware of the purpose of this visit, and so that they can, it provides that level of awareness. That level of awareness will generate interest, and all interest in basically bilateral cooperation between the two nations.